Hello, I am Ali Muzaffar. This is Visual Basics 6, Lecture 2. Let's start to the another lecture of Visual Basic. Now, control flow statement. What is this control flow statement means? Actually, this is an important feature of programming. What is this? Like, if you want to have control, there is if this condition, then do this, and or if then condition, then do this, or else do that, do this, and there is a third case: if this condition, then do this, else if this condition, then do this, and then there is general else if you want to include, and that's do this, and there is a third case of control flow which is called select case. We will see further on. These are the examples, like if then statement. This is a simple example. If integer answer equals to 1, then this is a string mode equals to happy. And if we write and if so that the program know that this control statement is over here, or it's closed. Now example number 2. If integer answer equals to 1, then string mode equals to happy, else by default string mode equals to sad. And if now there is a third example. It's a tricky one, so your attention to this. If integer answer equals to 1, then string mode equals to happy, else if integer answer equals to 2, see over here, else if, and we again write then string mode equals to sad, or the default mode which is else mode, else string mode equals to don't care. And if these are the example, you should see that, and you have to implement it later when you will going to program different kind of programs, like any program, database. Control statements are used in event driven media players, or like different kind of program you need these statements. Now there is another way of doing this, that is called select case. This is efficient method for multi-conditional cases. Like if you see over here, select case expression, like this select case expression is what you will put in the value 1, value 2, or value n. You will write case value 1, then statement block 1, that will be executed. If it's case value 2, then block 2 will be executed. And there is a default case which is called case else, then statement block would be executed, and you have to write the end select so it will know that it is closed. Now see over here the example, select case weekday. Now this integer date is the number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it's 1, then day name equals to Monday, and you will string message equals to have a nice week. If it's case 6, then string day name equals to Saturday, string message equals to have a nice weekend. You see how it puts in the control statement, so program can figure it out. And if it's case 7, like integer date is 7, so it will come to case 7, and then string day name equals to Sunday, string message equals to working on Sunday. Case else is welcome back. You don't know what's the case, maybe some different which is not in a control position, like you can't figure it out. So the default case will be executed. Now select case structure compare the result of one expression to several values, and if it matches one of them, the corresponding block of statement is executed, which I have told you. If more than one case value matches the expression, only the statement block associated with the first matching case executes. Like if it's case 1, then only case 1 will be executed. If it's case 6, like it was Saturday, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 won't be executed. But what's the disadvantage? Disadvantage of the select case evaluates the expression before entering the case statements, while if and then else can evaluate a different expression for each else if statement. You understand? You have to give only selected options in case select case, and if else is more powerful if then else or if else if. Now these are the conditions. Like if you have a variable called weekday, select case weekday, integer date is a variable. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put multiple cases, so it's string day type equals work day, string message equals to enjoy work. If it's case 6, 7, then you put as string day type equals to holiday, string message equals to enjoy your weekend. And if it's a default, like you don't know what's is coming, like some pen or some whatever, then string data type equals to VB day, string message, go to your assignment and select. You have to write and select, so the program would know that it's closed. Now this is loop state. What is loop? Like if you weave a garment piece, you will loop the thread in that. So this is the same principle over here. Loop statement allowed to execute code repetitively. You see, that same code will be repeated exactly the times you have provided to them. How to implement this? We will provide 3 loop statements, which are do loop. I will come to syntax later on. Remember this, do loop. There is another loop called for next loop, and there is a third loop called while when loop. Now there are different advantages and like different problems with these kind of loops, so we will figure it out. Now do loop. Now syntax is like do while condition. Now this condition you have to write. It may be a variable or it's some constant. You have to write in this. Do loop, the advantage of, and then write the statement blocks like code, and you have to write loop, so it will understand that it's loop again to the do condition. You know, it will execute statement block, it will go to loop, it will then pass back to do loop, it will evaluate condition, and then it checks the statement block. VB evaluates the condition, which I have told you. It will do this. Now the example, do while double grade. DBL means double, it's a variable type, and grade is less than or equal to 80. Now if a grade is less than or equal to 80, DBL grade equals to DBL grade plus 1. What is this? Message box work harder loop. Like grade is less than 80, means numbers is less than 80, then it will execute, it will add one number to the DBL grade. So the loop will execute 80 times, and it will write message work harder, like a message box. Put prompt out in your window and it will say work harder like 80 times. You don't have to write message box in 80 times in the coding, but this loop will figure it out. Now syntax 2, there is another syntax of this loop where you put do first and then a statement block and loop while condition. Now what is the difference between the previous one was that while condition was evaluated in the do loop. So in this condition, at least for first time it will run, it will not evaluate any condition because there is while condition at the end. So the difference is that it will be executed first time without any checking of condition. Now do dbl grade equals to dbl grade plus 1 message box work harder loop while dbl grade is less than or equal to 80. You see, it's same thing, but there are certain conditions where you do not know it will run or not run, and you need to run for the first time without evaluating condition, so you will use this syntax. Now this is wonderful loop called for next loop. The loop executes depending on a preset number of times. You will define the number of times in that. It uses a variable which increases and it will increment. Syntax is like that. For counter equals to start to end, step increment. Step is like 1, 2, 3, 4 or any integer value. Like if you want to do 1 to 10, start is 1 and end is 10, and step is 1, so it will run 10 times. If step is 2, it will run 5 times. You understand that? Every after 2 step, or if it's 3, it will run 3 times. It will execute statements. Next, counter. You don't need to write the counter. By default it will understand that, but in multiple loops you have to define that. Okay, this is the example for int num equals to 1 to 10. Integer square number int num equals to int num into int num. Like it's a multiplication and it stores in the number square. It's a mathematical equation where you put the number in the number square, like x square. You have heard of x square, x cube. If you want to do x cube 3 times, so you just write multiply by int num over here, 1 extra. This is the loop, simple. Okay, now incremental step is by default 1. Now there is another example. You can increment in a negative way. So you put for int num equals to 10 to 1 step minus 2. Minus 2, it means it will run backwards and it will cut down 2 times. So int square num equals to int num multiplied by int num. What happen is that first it will initialize 10 into 10, then it will next come to next, and it will store the value 100 in the int num square. Then it will come to the loop 10 minus 2, 8. So 8 is this value. It will come to over here 8 into 8. It's 64. It's stored the 64 square num in that, and it will work out. You understand my point? Then it will come to and the next loop. It will 8 minus 2, 6. 6 into 6, 36. It will store that value in that square num, and that would run up to 2. Now while when, this is the another loop which execute a block of a statement while condition is true. Now it's similar to do while. You can use that, but there is another syntax for that. While when some people are not comfortable with do while, so they while condition, while when, like it's funny syntax, like you write a phonics with ph, although there is a f in alphabets, but you write while when. So this is the similar condition. Now it's the main thing of the coding, you understand. VB is like, coding is rapid application development, and how you can perform it through functions and subroutines. What is the difference between function and what is the difference between subroutines? Let's tell you. Functions have some values it can execute, like it is similar to subroutine, but it can return a value. Function can return, while subroutines can, it's a routine one, so we say subroutine, while function can return a value. Now a subroutine is like, you write sub, now the subroutine name, whatever you like, and then these parentheses and statement of code, and then write end sub. This is an event procedure. If event procedure is to be executed, then you write click. Click is an event. It may be event of a button, it may be an event of a text box, or like picture box, all these. Now functions, what is the difference? See over here, a function returns a result. It must have a type. You see, syntax, function, my first function, parenthesis, as double. Now double is the return value, double is the type which function will return. Then you will execute the number of statement, and in the end of that it should return some value of type double, and you will write end function in the end. Arguments are like, when you talk, you always do arguments. What is argument? You give some comment. So similarly, function or subroutine on which procedure acts, it's an argument. Now suppose this is a function and DBL circle area and R is double. Now this R is a variable of type double, but it's an argument, like you give some comment to the function, and like VB doesn't understand that what you are telling, so you have to define the type, either integer, either double, or either string. And furthermore, like function needs to return some value of some type, so we have defined as double in the second double, so it will return a value of double. You see, double circle area equals to pi into r into r. Now r is supposed to be a radius, we just short formed it r, and pi is the constant which you have to define in the coding. It's not over here written for simplicity purposes, but it's you have to define as a constant in the code above. To call the above function from your main procedure, what you have to do is double C area 1, circle area C for that, and you call that function, and you will pass dbl radius. Dbl radius is a variable, you can directly put some value in that, but the best way to do is to give some variable. Now these are also defined in the coding, which you will define in the program. Okay, now this simple, there is another double function which returns the area of rectangle. How you will do that? You develop a function with double rectangle area as a name, and a comma b as type double, and it will return double, that double type, dbl rectangle area equals to a multiplied by b. A is length, b is breadth. So this is it. But the problem is that error will be generated in the following code: dbl area wrong equals to dbl rectangle area double length. Now what you have done is that you have only provided the length and not the breadth. So it's like code doesn't understand what's going on. You have provided the length and it's thinking that it should give the width also. So it give error if you just give the length, or you have to define it. Like over here, now we comes to forms. Form is a container in which you need controls which are event based. Forms are the like forms have a visual component and there is a coding component. Now forms have controls which have some properties like min button, max button, border style, control menu. Control menu is in the where you can minimize, maximize or close the form. This is called control menu. You have to use these properties later on when you design wonderful applications like MDI application, multiple develop. Now see over here, this is a title bar in the form. Every form has this title bar. You can hide that, but for now you just see this is a control menu: move, size, minimize, maximize, close. This is a menu. Now this is the control box which has minimize, maximize button and close. You can hide that and show that according to your form requirements. Now these are the basic controls. Controls are another key factors in the event driven programming. Now you have the basic controls, and for large applications or big data applications you need advanced control which some third party companies develop it. You can use that also. You can add that and you can use that control in your forms. Now controls have frames and option boxes. Like what is frames? It's a regular entity inside a form that groups one or more controls. Like it's a rectangle. You put multiple controls on that and it's related to that frame. Frame are used for aesthetics reason and for proper functioning of option boxes. Understand, it's look good, okay, it's organized. You need to use the frames so that you can understand that it's a simple this visual style related controls. And for option buttons you need also frames for that. Like see, this is the example. This class is the option buttons and the rectangular border area is a frame, and this project is also another frame which has different option buttons. Now text box has number of properties which has like multi-line properties, password characters. If you don't want to show the character, you just use the password character, like a static. Tooltip text, if you wish to explain about the text box control. Scroll bars, if you want to show the scroll bars, horizontal, vertical scroll bars on the text box. If you want to show the maximum length of number of characters. Tab stop is like that, controls the access of control with the tab key. If you put the tab key, generally before 95 mouse are not readily available, so people use keyboard extensively. You use tab stop for that, it's a tab oriented control. Enabled, certain times you need to disable the control, so there is a property of text box which is called enable. So control the access of the to the control. This is the property of the text box. Now on the another lecture we will talk about form manipulation, menu design and other controls. That's it. Bye. I am Ali. Take care.